Hello and welcome to Math 76 unit conversions. We're talking about going from metrics to US and US to metrics. Metric, not metrics. And here we go. We're starting right here. I'm skipping the first section. It's not super relevant. I'm starting with 20 meters. It's hard to read. Meters, and I'm trying to go to yards, okay? So I'm going to do my table that we've been working on. Conversion table. In my denominator, I want my units of meters to cancel, and I want to go to yards. So let's go up and look at my unit conversion. I'm skipping part one. It's not super relevant. Okay, we are going from, I forgot already. We're going from meters to yards. So look up here, and I've got yards to meters right here. So this is a conversion I'm going to use. I have a 1 in front of yards. So when I write it down here, I'm going to write 1 in front of yards. And in front of meters, I have 0.914. 0.914. Okay? And I've got this. And now when I look at this, I've got my meters cancel. I'm going to be left with my units yards, which I want. And let me do some multiplying. 2 times 1, that's what's in my numerator. I don't have to do the times 1, but I did. And I'm going to divide by my denominator. 0.914 gives me 21.88. I'm going to rewrite that. Very hard to read. .88 yards. And let's see, am I supposed to round to the nearest tenth? Okay, so I need to round to the nearest tenth. I'm going to draw my line right here, and I notice that after my line, it means I'm going to round up, so I'm going to round to 21.9 yards. Awesome. Okay, let's do some more of this, practice some more. Okay. We're starting with 8 kilometers, and we are trying to get to miles. So I'm going to have kilometers in my denominator. In my numerator, I'm going to have the unit I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to get to miles. And I'm going to go back and see what my unit conversion is, miles to kilometers. I'm looking for miles to kilometers. I got it right here. Miles to kilometer. 1 kilometer equals 0.621 miles. So I'm going to put those numbers in here. In front of mile is I'm going to put 0.621. And in front of kilometers, I'm going to put a 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and multiply this out. First, I'm going to cancel my units. My kilometers cancel. I get 8 times 0.62. And technically it's divided by 1. I'm not going to write the 1. I get 4.96 miles. That's my conversion. Okay. I want to go from centimeters to inches. 85 centimeters. And I want to do my conversions. I'm starting with centimeters, and I'm trying to get to inches, okay? So let's go back up and see if I've got a conversion from inches to centimeters. Inches to centimeters. So I'm looking for length. I got one right here. 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So look here on my chart, and I go, okay, I am going to put in front of inches, I'm going to put 1, and in front of centimeters, I'm going to put 2 and I think it was 5.4, but I immediately forgot, so I got to go back and check. 5.4, that's right. 0.54 in front of centimeters. Okay, my units, my centimeters cancel. Okay, and I'm going to be left with inches, which is what I want. I'm going to multiply what's in the top row, or my numerator, 85, times 1, divided by my denominator, 2.54, gives me 33.464, and I am rounding to the nearest tenth, so I am rounding up, so my answer is going to be 33.5, and my units, I'm left with inches, which is good because that's what I was hoping to get. Okay, 16 feet into meters. (16 feet into meters). Okay, let's find my conversion factor from meters to feet. Got it right here. 1 foot equals 0.35. So in front of feet, oh, I didn't write my units. 1 feet, because I want those to cancel. And in my numerator, I'm going to have meters, and it was 0.305. And now I'm going to multiply out. My feet cancel. I'm going to be left with meters as my units, which is what I want. I get 16 times 0.0305, which gives me 4.88 meters. And again, I am rounding to the nearest tenth, so I am going to be rounding up. So I get 4.9 meters. Okay, 15 grams, 2 ounces. Oh, sorry, not 15, 150. 150 grams to ounces. Okay, I make my chart. I'm going to put grams in the denominator, and I'm going to put ounces in the numerator. And the abbreviation for ounces is OZ. OZ. It's a little unusual. Okay, let's find, or what are we doing? I forgot already. Grams to ounces. Ooh, I got a short-term memory problem. Okay, I'm going to erase this one. I am looking for ounces to grams. Here we go. 1 ounce equals 28.35. 2835. Okay. 2835 goes in front of grams. And then 1 ounce. My grams cancel, and I'm left with ounces, which is good. And now I'm going to multiply out. I get my numerator is all the things in my top row, 150 times 1 divided by 28.35 gives me 5.29. And again, rounding to the nearest tenth. So am I rounding up or am I rounding down? I'm going up. I get 5.3 OZ ounces. Okay, got pounds to kilograms. 248 lbs. Okay, I'm going to set up my table. In my denominator, I'm going to have pounds, lbs, and in my numerator, I'm going to have my goal, which is kilograms, not kilometers. And here we go. I need a conversion factor for pounds to kilograms. Pounds, kilograms. I actually provide 2. We're going to just use this one. On the test, I will only provide one direction. There's one that's pounds to kilograms, and this one's kilograms to pounds. I'm going to use kilograms to pounds, mainly because I have it memorized, and I'm not going to forget by the time I get to the bottom. So 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. So in front of kilograms, I'm going to put a 1. And in front of pounds, I'm going to put 2.2. So 248 divided by 2.2 equals 112.727. And again, we're rounding to the nearest tenth. Am I rounding up or am I rounding down? I am rounding down. 112.7. And my units, let's check it out. Pounds canceled, pounds in the numerator and denominator. I'm left with kgs, which is great because that was what it told me to do. Okay, we are going from liters to quarts. 28.6 liters to quarts. I'm going to have liters in my denominator, and I'm going to have quarts in my numerator. Okay, and I need a conversion factor from liters to quarts. So let's check out and see what's provided. Liters to quarts. Okay, here we go. I got liters to quarts. 1 quart equal, and I provided 2 factors here. I'm just going to use this one. We'll ignore this one for right now. 1 quart, that was just going the other direction. This one's going quarts to liters, the other one's going liters to quarts. You could use either one, or using the first one. 1 quart equals 0.946 liters. 0.946, 0.946, 0.946. And that number went in front of quarts? Oh no, I forgot. I gotta go back and check. Nope, that one in front of liters. 0.1 quart. I'm gonna go back and double check. I feel like my brain is failing me. 46. I said 56. Losing my mind. Okay, let's try this again. 946 over 1 quart. Always better to double check. Okay. I'm going to put this in my calculator. 28.6 times 1 divided by 0.946 equals 30.23. And what are my units? My liters cancel. I'm going to be left with quarts. And, of course, I've got to round. Am I rounding up or down? The number after the line is telling me I'm going to round down because it is less than 5. It's 4 or less, so that gives me 30.2 quarts. Okay, got another one of these. We're doing so good. So good. 15.75 liters to gallons. Okay, I'm going to have liters in my denominator. In my numerator, I'm going to have gallons. So my liters cancel, and I'm trying to get to gallons. And let's see what conversion factor I have from liters to gallons. Okay, I'm going to use this one. 1 gallon equals 3.785 liters. 3.75 liters. 3.875 liters, 1 gallon. And then I'm going to multiply out, and I get 15 times 0.75 divided by, oh, I don't know what I did there. 15.75 not times 1 divided by 3.875, and I get 4.06 and change. I'm going to round to the nearest tenth, so I'm going to be at 4.1 gallons. Awesome. Let's see if we have more of these. Okay, we are skipping the multi-step because it's not on the test, and I'm not putting it on the final. So I'm not going to confuse you, but we'll do the last one. Let's do a word problem. For the 2000 Olympics, 3M used 5 grams of pure gold to coat Michael Jackson's track shoes. How many ounces of gold were used? Round to the nearest tenth. Okay, we're starting with 5 grams. I'm going to make my conversion chart. I'm going to have grams go in my denominator, and then my numerator, I want my goal, what my weight that I'm trying to use. So I had grams, and it said how many ounces. So I'm going to have OZ up here, and I can't remember my conversion factor. I can hardly remember on the top of the page, let alone on another page. So I got to go back. I got to check what my conversions are. I got ounces to grams. 1 ounce equals 28.35 grams. Okay, let's go back to that other page. Okay, so this was 28.35 grams equals 1 ounce. Okay, and so let's do that multiplying. 5 times 1 divided by 28.35 gives me 0.176, and it says round to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to round to the nearest tenth. Looks like I'm rounding up. I get 0.2. And what are my units? My grams canceled. I'm left with ounces, which is awesome because that's what it asked for. And there you go. That's some more unit conversions. Hope that helps. And this is the last section of new material for the quarter.